Hey there, welcome to our channel. Tonight we have a very relaxing episode for you all. We're going to read some bedtime stories to help you relax and get some good rest. Make sure to like this video if you enjoy it. And without further ado, let's begin. The first story is called The Little Robot Who Lost His Battery. Once upon a time, in a world filled with technology and gadgets, there lived a little robot named Bolt. Now, Bolt wasn't just any ordinary robot. He was a robot designed to bring happiness to everyone he met. With his shiny metallic body, flashing lights, and cheerful tunes, he was the epitome of joy. Bolt lived in a cozy home with his human companion, Lily. Every day he would wake up before sunrise, ready to spread happiness. He'd help Lily get ready for school, make her breakfast, and even practice his dance moves to cheer up the morning. One evening, after a particularly fun-filled day, Bolt started feeling a little off. Usually, when this happened, he'd simply recharge his battery and take a break. But tonight something was different. As he tried to plug himself into the wall socket, he noticed that instead of the usual satisfying hum, there was a worrying silence. His battery was completely drained. "Oh dear," said Bolt, his voice unusually flat without his usual enthusiasm. "I can't remember the last time my battery died. What am I supposed to do?" He looked at Lily, who was fast asleep, her face peaceful in the moonlight. He didn't want to wake her up, so he decided to find a solution by himself. He began searching the house for a replacement battery, but no matter how hard he looked, he couldn't find one. Just as he was about to give up, he spotted an old flashlight in the drawer. It wasn't much, but it was all he had. He carefully removed the battery from the flashlight and tried putting it into himself. To his surprise, it fit perfectly. With a surge of electricity, Bolt felt himself coming back to life. His lights flashed excitedly, and he started humming a happy tune. But as quickly as it started, the battery died again. Bolt was back, but only for a short while. Dejected, he sat down on the couch, realizing that he needed more than a simple battery to function. He needed sleep. Yes, sleep. Why hadn't he thought of that earlier? All this time he'd been so worried about his battery that he forgot the most important thing: rest. He quietly made his way to his charging station and plugged himself in. As the cool electricity flowed through him, he closed his non-existent eyes and drifted off to sleep. When Lily woke up the next morning, she found Bolt fully charged and humming cheerfully by her bedside. She gave him a big hug and asked him to play his favorite game with her. As they spent the day together, Bolt realized that while batteries were important to keep him going, rest was equally important to keep him happy. From then on, he made sure to take time to recharge, not just his battery, but also himself. The second story is called The Cloud That Dreamed of Rain. High above the world, floating among the vast expanse of the sky, lived a little cloud named Nimbus. Unlike his fellow clouds, who spent their days basking in the sun and drifting aimlessly on the winds, Nimbus had a dream. He wanted to feel the sensation of rain, to become a refreshing shower that nourishes the earth below. You see, Nimbus had heard stories from the older clouds about the feeling of falling as raindrops, of how it was both exhilarating and fulfilling. He longed to experience it for himself. But there was a problem. Nimbus was a cumulus cloud, a type of cloud known for being fluffy and puffy, not for producing rain. His shape, which other clouds admired, made it impossible for him to gather the strength to fall to the ground as rain. Day after day, Nimbus watched longingly as the rain clouds, dark and heavy with water, drifted across the sky, occasionally letting loose a torrent of rain that danced and sparkled in the sunlight. He would puff himself up trying to look like the rain clouds, but nothing came out. Discouraged, he would deflate back into his usual shape, feeling more alone in his desire. One day, a wise old owl noticed Nimbus's sadness. He had seen the young cloud's futile attempts to change and felt compassion for him. One evening, when the sky was clear and the moon shone brightly, the owl approached Nimbus. "Little cloud, why do you look so sad?" he asked gently. Nimbus poured out his heart to the owl, explaining his longing to be a rain cloud. The owl listened patiently, nodding his head in understanding. "Your wish is not impossible," the owl finally said, his voice soft but firm. "You just need to find your strength." He explained that Nimbus's dream was achievable, but he needed to find his inner strength, his reason for wanting to reign. Nimbus thought about this as the owl flew away. He realized that his desire to reign wasn't just about experiencing something new. It was about helping the earth below. He loved the earth. He saw the plants and animals that depended on rain to survive, and he wanted to be a part of that. He wanted to be more than just a cloud in the sky. With this newfound clarity, Nimbus started to take action. Instead of trying to force himself to reign, he began to focus on the earth below. He observed the weather patterns, the movement of the sun, and the wind, learning everything he could about the world he was a part of. Months went by, and one day, a storm brewed in the distance. The wind picked up, carrying with it moisture and cooler air. Nimbus, now larger and wiser, positioned himself in front of the approaching storm. As the rain began to fall, he welcomed it, letting the water fill him up. When he was ready, he released the water in a gentle shower, nourishing the thirsty earth. Looking down, he saw the flowers and trees, their leaves unfurling in the sunlight, drinking in the water he had given them. A smile, if clouds could smile, spread across his face. He wasn't just a cloud in the sky. He was Nimbus, the cloud that dreamed of rain and made it happen. The third story is called The Magical Pencil. In a quaint little cottage lived a young girl named Luna. Now, Luna wasn't an ordinary girl. She had a special gift. She could draw anything she imagined. Her drawings didn't stay on the paper. They came to life. A bird she drew on a napkin took flight. A flower she sketched in a notebook bloomed into a beautiful rose. You can probably imagine how amazing that is. One day, Luna's mother gifted her a magical pencil. This pencil wasn't like any other. Its lead was a shimmering silver, and its eraser was a brilliant emerald green. Excited, Luna took the pencil to her desk, eager to see what it could do. As she sharpened the pencil, tiny stars twinkled around her. The shavings weren't black. They were pure white and glittered like diamonds. Luna smiled, knowing this pencil was something truly special. She closed her eyes, imagining a magnificent castle. Then she started to draw. The pencil glided across the paper, leaving behind a silvery trail. When she opened her eyes, the drawing was gone. In its place was the castle she had imagined, complete with towers that reached for the sky and a drawbridge over its deep blue moat. Overjoyed, Luna explored her creation. She walked through the castle, marveling at its grand halls and secret passages. She even rode a horse she had drawn on a whim up and down the ramparts. As the sun began to set, Luna knew it was time to return the castle to her drawing. Taking a deep breath, she drew a swirling vortex on another sheet of paper. The magical pencil seemed to know what she was doing. Its tip glowed softly, guiding her hand. The castle shimmered, then vanished into the vortex. With a final flourish, Luna drew the closing lid on her sketchbook. She opened it to the empty page where her castle once stood. A single star glittered where the pencil tip had touched the paper. Luna understood. The pencil's magic wasn't just in bringing her drawings to life. It was also in the joy and wonder it brought her. The castle had only lasted a day, but the feeling of excitement and adventure would stay with her forever. From that day on, Luna drew every day, filling notebooks with fantastical creatures, talking trees and candy houses. Each drawing brought a piece of magic into her life, reminding her that the greatest adventures are often found in the most unexpected places. And that's all for our Relax and Unwind Before Bed episode. We hope you enjoyed these wonderful stories. If you did, don't forget to leave us a like. And if you have any bedtime stories you'd like to share with us, feel free to comment them down below. We appreciate all your support and love. Sweet dreams and see you next time.